An outraged state government wants a homosexual conference banned from Queensland University. But it's to go ahead, and the government is powerless to stop it. However, it will order police to monitor the conference at which paedophilia, sex with children, is a topic.
Yesterday in the Queensland Parliament, there were cries of outrage at the conference and its discussion on paedophilia. Many delegates today tried to hide from the cameras. Topics at the meeting include sexually outraged women, being perpetually indulgent in the era of AIDS, and gays in business. But it's the two sessions on adults having sex with children and babies that has led to the public outcry.
I think it's disgusting, and it's against the law anyway.
All I'd say, they're insulting even animals, the way they operate. Let's put it as simple as that.
This is what the outrage is all about. The agenda to the annual homosexual conference being held here at Queensland University.
There are two discussions on paedophilia. One asks why paedophilia, or adults having sex with children, can't be viewed as a viable sexuality.
Saturday at 10:45, Children and the Gay Movement. And then at 1:15, a workshop simply titled Paedophilia. Both of them presented by the Australian Pedophile Support Group.
The workshops will be headed by the Australian Pedophile Support Group, an organisation exposed by police in Melbourne last year.
The men call themselves the Pedophile Support Group, their aim being to help each other in obtaining the children they exploit. They have links with similar groups in the United Kingdom and America, and they, along with other men of similar bent, have talked about and established a method of procuring young boys from underdeveloped countries of Asia.
A gay rights activist volunteered to explain the position of the pedophile supporters.
Pedophilia is usually understood as intergenerational sex between men and boys. All that we know, the people who've gathered together as the Pedophile Support Group are people who have wanted to raise the issues for discussion, because the issues of age of consent, the issue of children's sexuality are very complex, and they're of interest to everybody in the gay movement. We've found often that age of consents are used more to victimise and exploit people, and that perhaps there are better ways of protecting children.
We decided early in the piece that the conference was to cover as many gay issues as possible, and some gay people decided that they wanted to talk about paedophilia. We've done that before at previous conferences.
Topics were branded as deviant by Education Minister Lynn Powell, who describes the planned workshop on paedophilia as abhorrent and repugnant. Today, he telexed Queensland University's Senate, urging it to ban the conference.
Meanwhile, the University Senate considered the request, but decided to allow the conference to go ahead at the Student Union's function rooms.
You're doing something about it?
We're talking about a group of people who are wishing to promote the molestation of children, and that's what we're talking about, and that's why I'd like to stop it.
We want them to stay in New South Wales area where they come from and where they operate from, and where they're backed by the government. That's where they should stay.
While the politicians put pressure on the University Senate and the Senate put pressure on the Vice-Chancellor, conference delegates waited.
Tony Kynaston, you're president of the Student Union. What's the union's view on this conference?
Well, the union supports the 10th annual conference for lesbians and homosexual men. However, we've come under increasing amounts of pressure to advise the conference coordinators to hold the workshops on paedophilia off campus.
Where's that pressure coming from?
Well, that pressure is mainly coming from the university. They're under tremendous amounts of pressure. They've received telegrams from the Education Minister not to hold the conference on campus.
This afternoon, the sessions on paedophilia were cancelled, and delegates protested at what they saw as the stifling of free speech.
How do most of the delegates feel about the subject of paedophilia?
I've no idea. Since we can't discuss the question, I can't tell you that.
National Conference of Homosexuals meeting in Brisbane today moved to stop adverse publicity by banning the media from covering the event.
There was a hostile reception waiting for the journalists and photographers when they arrived at the Queensland University campus for the much publicised conference today.
Conference organisers refused to be interviewed today about the banishment yesterday and subsequent abandonment of the pedophile workshop.
The conference continues tomorrow with a workshop entitled Getting Out of Marriage and Into a Gay Lifestyle and Transsexuals in 1984.
In the current climate, what with the AIDS scare and whatever hysteria there may be around the issue of gay rights, wasn't it rather stupid on your part to raise a discussion about something like this at this time?
I don't think it was stupid. In lots of ways, I think it's a bit of a joke. We expected a lot of flack. We didn't expect as much flack as we got. We didn't ask for the flack about AIDS. We didn't ask for the flack about equal employment opportunity. We got it. We're getting quite used to dealing with flack. Gay people have been used to dealing with flack over the centuries.